I mean, she moves. It actually is fast. Welcome back. I'm Tedward. Welcome to the 2026 Nissan Armada Platinum Reserve, and welcome to a road trip because we're going up to Christmas Town, Bronner's in Frankenmuth, Michigan. My first time going to the German settlement from 1845. We'll get into the historical relevance of that along the way, but we're driving up about 100 miles from Ypsilanti with my buddy Sweet Baby B, Chris Brower, Topher drives, and Barb. Full kit with the Corvette jacket. Yeah, we're ready to go. OG Barb. This is a perfect road trip vehicle. So I've been out here because Nissan invited me to drive the all-new 2026 Sentra, and while I was here, I said, I'm going to spend a few more days with my friends, and they said, why don't you take an Armada? You haven't driven one yet. And this is the all-new 2026. For the first time, this generation of Armada is getting a V6 twin-turbo instead of the tried-and-true V8. It makes 425 horsepower, I think 516 pound-feet of torque. It's four-wheel drive, although you can get these in two-wheel drive, which is very strange. You would think this body-on-frame truck would only be available, but no, you can get a rear-wheel drive Armada. It'll tow 8,500 pounds. It's got air suspension, which seemingly is adjusting itself, and that's kind of interesting. And this one has the two-tone paint job with the, is it Arctic white? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think so.
I forget.
That sounds right. Arctic white two-tone. Yeah, that's right.
No, Everest.
Everest white.
Everest white. Okay. Different regions of Earth, but we're getting there. So they can come in lots of different configurations. It starts at $57,000 as tested. This one's at, I believe, 87 grand. So this is where you start thinking, do I stay Nissan or do I go Infiniti QX80? It's got a 9-speed gearbox. We're going to talk about all of the drivability stuff, but I think this is pretty hot. The Armada was always like a house on wheels to me. I always thought they were a little silly, and they were never in my purview. But now that I've got a GX 460, I started to really enjoy big SUVs. Look, it's got the double antenna on the back, too. Yes. It's like a Range Rover. And this has actually been really fun to drive, but the question is this something you want to live with, work with, tow with, move the family around? So let me just show you a couple things. Oh, I got to hold this. Loving the lighting design. Third row is up currently, which means we get limited space back here, but definitely more than I get in my Lexus GX. This, I'm afraid I'm going to crush things. No, we're good. Okay, so I think if I do this one, oh shoot, I might be crushing. Oh, wrong one. I knew it. Oh no! I did it again. Okay, so
third time's a charm.
Maybe the buttons aren't exactly what I need to. There we go. Okay, this is what I wanted.
This is why I like manually folding seats, because then you never get it wrong.
I hope you didn't leave anything important in that seat, Barb, because I just smashed it. So okay, that all right. This is why am I struggling so much? Why can't I do this?
Those I don't think fold up, but they fold up, or they only fold down, and you have to manually fold them.
There it is. I just wanted this one.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to get this. We've got our Nissan First age kit over here. But yeah, it's a pretty vast space. You can get this as an 8-seater. Right now it's configured as a 2, 4, 5, 6, 7-seater, and I prefer benches in the middle. I know a lot of people like having captain's chairs, but for me, when I'm storing stuff, like especially if I'm like putting a bicycle or some like long awkward things, I think having a flat bench in the center row is better for that instead of having this gap. But you know, to each their own. I understand how one would choose things based on what their needs are. This obviously could go up higher, but I believe it's in a mode so it doesn't smash into everyone's garages when they do that. Okay, let's take a quick look under the hood while Sweet Baby B puts those center seats back up, because I unceremoniously did that incorrectly. And under here, let's see. Oh yeah. There we go, V6 twin turbo, baby. This is actually pretty potent. It's a decent powertrain for this, but I know that people who really love the V8s and the sound of the V8s are going to be missing that. However, there is some precedent for this being a performance engine because I believe it is loosely based off of a GTR V6. And, you know, that's cool. What is it? It's a VR35 DD
twin turbo.
Okay, yeah. So, you know, that's the deal. But anyway, we've got some ground to cover today, and we're going to find out all about the creature comforts and luxuries of this Armada. Actually, this is a very Range Rover-y door with the sharp edges here. Oh, let me just show you these wheels real quick as well. We're on a Bridgestone Alenza, the Sport AS. This is the Enlighten brand where they're trying to do more green type things. And it is a 275 section tire on a 22-inch wheel. It's kind of funny when you see a 22-inch wheel with just these little baby brakes back there. But time to jump in and go. This is the chestnut interior, which actually is pretty nice.
Chestnut and rye.
Ooh. Sounds like a restaurant in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been to Chestnut and Rye?
Not yet. Can we go?
This has the Klipsch sound system as well, which is actually really good. Wireless Apple CarPlay, all that good stuff is nice. And I'm going to give you this. It's always nice to travel with a fellow POV.
Someone that knows how to operate a Zoom H2N.
Yeah, I don't have to say like, hey, did you hit the button? And they're like, how do I use this? Okay, heated seats. I also have heated steering wheel. This is all good. We like to have some buttons. You've got your drive modes down here. And then, all right, shifters are weird. So park, neutral, drive, right? They're all buttons that push in, except reverse is hinged from the top. You see that? I know this is like a weird thing, but like every time I do that. Now, the other thing about this is that when I go from, let's say we're in drive, we're driving, blah, blah, blah. Okay, then I go to reverse. Look how long it takes. Ugh, like it's
a couple seconds.
It's like a beat too long. And I know that's really picky and persnickety. But it's just that when I'm doing this, I just want to be like in and out and done. That's it. It drives a bit smaller than it looks, which is kind of nice. All right, so how the heck do we get to this place?
Go left and go 23.
Oh, okay. Barb has conflicting directions.
Okay, Barb. We trust Barb. I still always plug in despite having wireless, but
Same.
It's a thing. All right, we're going to take our sweet time getting out of here. Oh, and we're ready. Now, all right, so while we're waiting for traffic to die down in this middle of nowhere place, honestly kind of crazy, this was placed under, outside the vehicle, like kind of under the hood when I was at the Nissan Technical Center leaving the Sentra test drive event, and I don't know what that means. I don't know if that meant that, like, this is ready to be towed because I accidentally parked in the staff parking lot. So if you work at the Nissan Technical Center, A, what does that mean? B, I'm sorry. Because I think I may have parked in a place I wasn't supposed to be. I do think that you miss a little bit of the V8-edness of these, just because I like the sound of a Nissan V8. They're kind of grunty.
You still feel like you're sat in an Armada though.
Yes.
Like high seating position, unmistakable hood design.
Yeah, and the hood design, it's a little dramatic because it's got this big like hump over the middle, but the edges give me perspective so I can actually tell where the corners of the vehicle are, which is really, really helpful.
How's that second row?
Comfy cozy.
You got your heated seats going?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, it's a blustery day. Ooh, look at the pass! Full send. What a courteous brake on the Ford Edge. But I felt like that Buick wasn't really going for it that hard.
No.
It was an aggressive, like, steering input, but really not hard on the throttle.
Not needed it.
No.
I just feel like I have such a vast amount of room over here. Like, we're so far away from each other.
Nissan does a good job with leg room and knee room.
Yeah.
They, like, I was in the Sentra, and the knee room on that vehicle was, like, outrageous.
Best in class, don't you know?
It's really good. 44 inches, I believe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
right
That's the only number stat that I remember in that car.
44 inches of leg room.
Yeah.
For it.
I think that's crazy.
Yeah. But there's also, like, good places to put things. Like, we've got this whole console underneath this floating bit here.
Yeah, I've got my camera
Very
under
Fuji
there. Yeah.
So it's good for road trips.
Despite having an air suspension, I think it's still a bit clattery. I feel all the imperfections, and maybe that's a symptom of a 22-inch wheel, but I just feel like it's not quite as luxo as it could be given what it's got for a suspension. It kind of reminds me of a Tahoe or Yukon, where it's got the MagneRide and the air springs, and yet because it's on like a 24-inch wheel, it's still a little harsh.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And you're like, how is this possible?
Yeah. Yeah, well, Nissan also makes a trim above this now called the Nismo, and that's like the sport.
You get an extra 35 horsepower.
Yeah, I see why this person was passed now. Actually,
There's a pass with care sign here.
You could pass with care.
Oh, I could if I could get around this, but here, all right, we're gonna give a couple downshifts. So it's a bit of a lazy transmission, and this is also bringing up the issue of this blinker. It has like a toggle blinker, so it always returns to center, and you have to very deliberately push it back down the other direction to turn it off, but not all the way, or else you'll engage the other blinker side. And it's just, I find myself like leaving my blinker on when I'm not meaning to and trying to cancel it and not being able to. Mm-hmm. And this is the reason why BMW drivers have their reputation of not using blinkers, is because like the blinker switch got so bad in E90 generations and on that people just said, fine, I'm not using it because I'm giving incorrect information to people. It's better to surprise them than to lie to them.
I was going to ask if there was a little bit of E92 M3 PTSD going on.
Yes, and it's like, it's somehow worse than E90. Once these turbos spool up, the thing screws. It's really fast, but I do find myself wishing it had the instantaneous throttle response that once was in the V8s. And that's a little frustrating because there's times when I want to go for some kind of pass like I just did, and I like set myself up with some revs and everything, but then like it didn't give me the upshift very quickly. I still had to wait for the spool, and you know, it's not a deal breaker by any stretch. It's just me complaining about turbos, but I wish it was like a little more responsive in that regard. Because you got all the power. It's just that sometimes when you need it in a pinch, you don't get it when you ask for it. And that's just a little frustrating.
I think there's a bit of a delay to the 9-speed too, though. It's like a double delay. Like you've got the turbo lag, and then the transmission has to think for a little bit too long.
Agreed.
So there's like some calibration things that they need to work on for sure.
Curious if the Nismo solves any of that?
Yeah, it may. I mean, I'm sure it has a unique tune. Well, like you said, it has more power, right? So it's got a unique tune on the engine. So transmission, maybe they've tweaked slightly as well.
The real test, though, is going to be just like road trip ability, because we're about to get on a highway, and I'm curious how this feels just to be a quiet, insulated palace, because it's huge.
It's massive.
Look at Barb all the way
She's
back
so
there.
far away.
Do you like it? There's a camera here, by the way. I don't know what to do with that.
Okay, so I went to the launch event for this car, and the main sort of purpose of this camera, or what they said, like the intended use, is for if you forget something in the front seat of the car, once you've gotten to your destination, you can then pull up your Nissan app and check the camera to see if you left your item in the car. So then you're not concerned that, oh no, I left my purse at the restaurant. No, actually it's just in the front seat of the car.
My God.
Isn't that the most bizarre, like...
I've been driving this thing like a grandma the last few days, and just for the purposes of this video, I mean, she moves.
Rips.
It like
It's
actually
quick.
is fast. And it's pretty balanced. Like I don't feel silly driving it with a little bit of aggression and gusto. Like it does a great job of like traction controlling things, because like obviously me just going wide open throttle on that corner exit would have just like understeered us off the road. But like I wanted to see like, will it sort things out, and it does. It really does. It behaves really well. It's got a very nice sporty temperament, which is what you want from a Nissan anyway. You expect a Nissan to have reasonable performance and chops when it comes to chassis tuning. So we can complain and gripe about like, oh, the transmission did this or the engine did this. As long as it behaves and handles well, then like some of those sins can be forgiven on my end. Yeah, when I first saw that camera, I thought like,
it's
ooh,
a selfie cam too.
it's like a little. Is it really?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want that dash cam. Like this is too much for me. I was like, is Steve watching me in the car?
There it
No! Whoa!
There we are.
Dude, I don't like that. I really, this is too much, man. That's unreal.
So you can also use it, you can take a photo, but you have to be stopped. That was brave. You can also use this to just kind of have memories. You know, you can have, there's an SD card in here, you can take pictures while you're stopped somewhere.
You can record video in the car. So like
record event. Well, that's the dash cam on the other side of this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I like the idea that it has a dash cam and stuff. That's nice, but that's a little creepy, and it gives me like
Saw.
Or like OnlyFans creator vibes.
Oh, that's an interesting.
They're like, it's built in.
I don't know that the resolution's very high, but
That's probably for the best for most of those people, but
yeah.
we'll cut this out. All right, what do we think? What do we think insulation-wise? Is this a comfy, cozy place to be?
It's quiet.
It is really quiet.
It's pretty quiet. And this, okay, so this has a Klipsch sound system, which you'll also see in the fancier sibling, the QX80. But I actually prefer the Klipsch in the Armada because it has less speakers, it's less complex, and I feel like the tuning is better. It just feels like a more honest, real sound system in here. And that's kind of the theme overall, in my opinion, from QX80 to Armada. I just kind of prefer this package. How did we go from insulation to that?
I don't know.
But it's like, it's quiet in here. I think for the purpose of this car, I mean, like driving without music, the NVH is like very minimal.
Yeah. Let's also check out, it has Pro Pilot Assist,
2.1.
which
It's an option.
This annoys me a little bit because I want just regular cruise control. I'm sure there's a way to like turn off all of this stuff and just give me a regular cruise control. I don't know how to do it. And like that's a little annoying. I just want to like set my speed and go. Okay, right now it's on Pro Pilot Assist, but it's not doing all the driving for me. It's assisting, it's telling me that I need my hands on the wheel, and I'm doing that. But it will have its own sort of self-driving setup that I can take my hands off the wheel on certain regions, but it's not quite as vast as like a Super Cruise or a Blue Cruise map. So I feel like it'll always give me like a couple minutes of legit self-driving, and then it'll be like
map under maintenance.
Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, I guess so. And it's just so on and off. There it is. Okay, Pro Pilot Assist.
Okay, yeah.
It's doing its thing. We'll see how long it lasts. It'll warn me that merging traffic will be ahead, which is nice. And this is great. I mean, this does like take away fatigue on long drives. I think if you're somebody who does a lot of highway driving, merging traffic ahead, watch out for merging vehicles, which I think is like really nice.
That's
it's
nice.
like, hey, keep an eye out, you know? All right, let's try this. Okay, now it's doing it.
Nope,
It wants my, no, it's not canceling. It just wants my hands on the wheel to do it, which I respect. So it's not just going to change lanes while you're like letting it go. It wants you to at least be ready to intervene. So it can do it, but it can do it if your hands are on the wheel. There we go. Just to demonstrate, hands on wheel. Check traffic. It did that, I did not, and it's about to turn off the blinker. Look at that. Okay, so good job, car. Good job, Armada. Good job, Pro Pilot Plus. Or, yeah, Pro Pilot Assist? I don't know why I called it Plus. Did I make that up?
I think you did. Yeah.
Okay. It's I don't know. I think mine is actually decent marketing. Pro Pilot Plus?
PPP.
The PPP. All right, so let's settle in for a little bit of a highway stint, and then we'll catch back up to you when we get to Christmastown, Bronners, which is in a German town, a Bavarian-themed town in Frankenmuth, Michigan, or Frankenmuth. I think it used to be Frankenmuth, and then they added an H, so it's Frankenmuth. This was originally settled by Lutheran Christians in 1845, where they came over from Bavaria, landed in New York, took all these river boats up to Michigan, found this space and said, hey, this is going to be our little Bavaria, and essentially created a German town in order to maintain their heritage and live out their Lutheran fantasies in this small space. And it's a small town. It has 5,000 people, which is about the size of my town, which is a very small town. But I guess they've maintained the German vibes of it. So I would like to get some schnitzel. And then there's also this giant, like, Christmas place.
9 football shirts worth.
9
Christmas.
football. It's the biggest Christmas store in the world. It's open 361 days a year, and we're gonna go probably get some ornaments and things. But why not take the Armada on a little family vacation while we're post-Halloween, pre-Thanksgiving, but I guess it's Christmas anyway. So we'll catch up to you when we get to Little Bavaria. We're almost in Frankenmuth, and I have some thoughts about driving this Armada. Now, I've had to learn a few of the systems, and I finally figured out through a lot of trial, error, and frustration that can't be aired because I was probably saying words that aren't exactly family friendly, but I managed to turn off all of the safety systems for like ProPilot, and like, look, it's a good system, but I really am just an old school cruise control guy. I just want to set my speed and I want to move lanes as I please, and I don't love having assisted cruise control because a lot of times it'll just brake for me when I'm trying to change lanes, and then I'm like, shoot, now I got to gain that speed back and I've lost my fuel economy. So that's very frustrating, but I managed to get it to do what I wanted. Another thing, this seat is super comfortable. There's not a lot of side bolstering, but it's got these big quilted things. And the funny thing is, the first thought I had when I sat in these seats a couple days ago was the only seat I can compare it to in terms of feel on your back with the quilts is the Ford GT, like a 2005 Ford GT with the holes in the seats.
You're the only person in the entire world to sit in a Nissan Armada and think, oh yeah, this feels like an 05 Ford GT.
The way it like kind of pokes your back a little bit with the quilts.
And that's
like,
why we love you.
Yeah, and I thought, okay, interesting. But it has massage seats. The massage seats are a little extreme because it pushes you. That is fantastic camouflage into it. The massage seats, it takes that lumbar support and like pushes you all the way out, almost like out of your seat. It's a little extreme, and that's not my favorite. So I appreciate that it has the massage seats. I just think they could probably be implemented a little bit better. But yeah, otherwise, highway manners are chill. I feel like a lot of the crashy stuff that we were mentioning suspension-wise is not that bad on the highway. I don't think about it very much.
She floats.
Yeah, it's okay. What about you guys? How are you feeling from a passenger perspective in this?
Barb?
I'm comfortable. I could lay it back and take a nap.
Sure.
She's had her feet up.
Yeah.
She's been cozy.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, armrests. If I put my arm all the way back here, it's comfy, but my arm sits here in this like tiny, sharp plastic thing, which kind of goes right between the bones of my elbow. It actually is like designed to make you get that little jolt of like tingle.
Yeah.
And it's, oh my goodness. That's an oversight. This should be like a really nice soft thing. And the fact that you don't have a shifter in here and you just have these guys down here should leave room for like a great deteriorating road. Perfect.
I feel like this is not the way we usually do.
It's fine.
It's okay.
We're actually going to a very dangerous place, and we're going to leave you in a barn.
Yeah, surprise, lock the doors.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, kiddo. No, I just think this, like, you have all this space, and it's like not designed for my arm to be comfy, cozy, which I don't get. But steering wheel, ultra soft and nice and plush, and I think this is like really good for Nissan. But yeah, I don't know how you feeling about that positioning.
What's funny is that this is actually a better designed console than the QX80.
That's
It's
crazy.
Like somehow worse in that car. And personally, I sit back a little further than you, so my elbow does just barely sit on this little bit of padding. So I was okay with the console, but interesting to hear your thoughts.
If you've got long legs, I'm sure you end up way back, and that's fine. But I don't want to typecast the people who drive these big SUVs, but typically it's like 5'5" moms. Like everyone I see in a Tahoe, everyone I see in a Suburban, everyone I see in a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Like it's always like these like smaller like family people who it's very rarely is it like some 6'5" dude. Like I always just see like soccer moms, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. It's just like they're doing the job. They're ferrying their lives around. That's why they have these vehicles. And it's like these small women that end up in these cars. I'm thinking like her elbow is going to be up here.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy over here because I've got a good vent. That's good. And we've got a good vent in the middle too. We've got a handle to pull myself in.
A-pillar
Which you have
on the
over there.
driver's side. That's so killer.
Yes.
This is what I love. I think there's not enough cars that have this, and it always feels like kind of a crapshoot when a car gets it or doesn't get it. My GX has it. It's one of the selling points of my GX was that grab handle.
Yeah. But I'm good. I can get in here easy. The seat's cozy. And I mean, I'm sat back further, so I've just been resting my arm on the console, but also cozy, very cozy elbow on the door panel. That's a very squishy surface right there.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's very good.
I also really like this chestnut dashboard. These materials are pretty good. I got to give Nissan a lot of credit, especially how it changes here, and you get like that darker, and it's textured, and I just think it looks really handsome.
Peeled cow type thing.
And you get actual like nice deviated stitching on the dashboard. The dashboard isn't cheap. Like in an M2, the previous generation M2, they would do this deviated stitching, but it was also just like the crummiest Volkswagen plastic that you would put on a dashboard.
Yeah.
So it was like trying to fake you out of being luxury. It was like a joke.
I was just in a Carrera T that had a molded plastic dashboard, and it was like $100. How much was that Carrera T? $160,000, something crazy.
Yeah.
And it had like a Volkswagen Jetta dashboard.
These
So
are those.
it's nice that they do this.
These are those things that show you that like you're being ripped off sometimes by other car manufacturers when they don't get things. Like I was driving a 992.1 Carrera the other day from 2024. The adaptive cruise control option was $3,000.
Yeah.
That is standard in like every Toyota and Honda. Like a Civic for $26,000 as a standard thing. Frankenmuth, Bavarian Inn.
Yeah, so the Bavarian Inn is another sort of like family style restaurant where they just like bring you a bunch of like chicken and potatoes and stuff.
Family style?
Yeah, they just bring a bunch of stuff.
We've got a couple places like that back home. We've got Wright's Chicken Farm, and we used to have a place called Ma Glockner's, which was really local.
Okay.
And that place, they only serve chicken and salad, and you could only get a French dressing on the salad. That was it. But they also would serve you cinnamon buns after, so you'd get your cinnamon rolls, and that was really good.
Yeah, we've changed the plans slightly. We're getting lunch before we go to the big Christmas store.
That's smart, because we'll just be angry and miserable walking around the happiest place on earth.
And that's no way to be in a Christmas store. You
No.
have to embrace the Christmas cheer.
No, I want to eat some schnitzel or something first. I want sausage, and sauerkraut.
This is an interesting way that Waze is taking us on here.
I feel like we're getting the full experience here.
Well, it's just kind of like barns. Pretty colors, at least.
Yeah, it's really nice out here.
The road's not that bad.
No.
They're not wrong. It is deteriorating, but it's not deteriorated.
It's funny to me that instead of fixing the road, they just put a sign that says the road's crap.
I think that's nice. That's reasonable. They're like, you
At least
figure
it's
it
not
out.
a surprise.
You figure it out. But it's putting. Ooh, I want to drive that.
Yeah, same.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. That's so good.
We always talk about wanting to start like a POV farming channel.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start.
Trucking.
I know people that will hand me the keys to their like $6 million cars. I don't know anyone who will hand me the keys to a tractor.
Yeah, it's true. It's funny because like over small bumps you feel them, but like big bumps, it floats nicely and it doesn't rebound harshly at all.
No,
Like-
it's so deceiving because I first got in it and thought, what is this? What's going on here? Don't be salt.
It is salt.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
crazy.
I'm glad we didn't just get like coated, like a hit of
Why
just.
are they salting?
Dude, is it really going to get that cold?
Get bad tonight up here.
Oh, up here it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, I was not expecting that.
Wow, driving season. That was like the official end of driving season, was that truck right there.
Oh, I feel so sad.
It's okay, we're introducing this 2026 Armada to its first little dose of salt.
Yeah.
You gotta go this way, though it does appear... Oh, no, it's not shut, just kidding.
I don't know if you could hear how long that took between my foot hitting the floor and boosting up, but
Yeah,
yeah, I guess that's my only complaint really
Not much.
about this car in like a significant way is just some of the tuning. could be adjusted. But I also understand it's a pretty full-size 3-row SUV. Like, it's not designed to be sporty, but everything around it feels like it should be sharp. And it's a relatively sharp vehicle. And so that just stands out prominently that it's not sharp.
Right.
I'm starting to see brown roofs. That's the sign of Bavaria, yeah.
I think the welcome sign is to your right. Like,
Okay.
if you wanna see
I'll go
the
right.
sign,
Yeah,
I'm
go right.
pretty sure that's-
Like an R35 GTR. Do I go straight or
Take a left.
take a left?
Yeah, I think we've missed it.
That's okay. We'll get it on the way out though. 'Cause
Okay.
It'll say like goodbye.
Oh yeah, because we're like already in town.
Yeah, it's like over there.
Got it. Kern's Sausages.
Would you like to take home some sausage?
Like home or like to,
Like to my home?
Yeah.
There's like,
because I'm not putting that in a bag, going to the Tail of the Dragon, and
well,
then
let me tell you, there's about 100 sausage stores down here, so take your pick.
Even the gas station has a brown roof.
is there a BMW dealership in this town?
No, I don't think there's any dealerships here.
Major miss.
Yeah. Welcome to Little Bavaria.
Oh my goodness.
You've been to Germany,
Yeah.
so you can kind of validate the legitness here.
Yeah.
Just wait. We're not to like the good stuff yet.
This is fun. Oh, there's a covered bridge. Okay, good. There's like a ski chalet vibe there.
Yep.
Honestly, it's more like Germany, like Epcot Disney version.
Yeah. Well, so like in Vermont, a lot of places in Vermont are very Bavarian because they like the Trapp Family Lodge is a very Bavarian thing. It's from the Germans.
We actually have a choice. We can go to the Bavarian Inn or Zender's. They're both pretty much the same thing.
I vote Zender's because we
Zender's?
said that first,
Okay.
and I think that's what we should do.
And also, Zender is the name of a German tuning company.
Ah, full Zend.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this.
Yep. So this is like the main little downtown. You've got beignets and fudge and things, and you've got cheese.
Kaiser.
Yeah, there's a museum, Frankenmuth Museum.
Frankenmuth Fudge Kitchen.
Yep.
That's where we get our fudge from.
T-Dubs. Taffy Kitchen. So now it's just becoming Michigan.
Yeah.
It's just Michigan with
That's right.
Bavarian roofs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can tell it's Michigan because every single car coming towards us is American.
Yes.
All of them.
Yeah, wow. Sometimes that's fascinating to me.
Yeah. And then here we are with our Nissan.
Oh, the cheese.
The
house.
cheese house. The big cute mouse. Willkommen to the cheese house. I'll give you some nibbles before you decide what to buy. Marv Herzog Hotel.
Yeah, and then there's the brewery down here.
Oh my
So
goodness.
here's the brewery.
This is like a big town. There's a
Yeah.
lot going on here.
I love the way you're taking it all in. It makes me very happy.
This is fun.
Also, the Armada doesn't feel too big on these little streets.
No,
It's like fine.
it is fine. I wish they made these tiny German streets. It would be really funny
Yeah.
if they went all out and they were like, no, it's just going to be like this.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do a U-turn right here. And I think we have the turning radius for what I'm about to do.
Oh yeah. We complimented the turning radius earlier.
That's pretty
It's
good.
actually quite impressive.
All right, let's go get some schnitzel and then find ourselves in a Christmas wonderland. Insert bizarro B-roll here, and then we'll get back to a road trip car review.
Never mind the store. Look at this clean plow truck.
So rather than bringing you through Bronner's, the 361-day-a-year Christmas store that we just entered, this is plenty. We saw a lot in there. Every ornament you could imagine. You get them all personalized. We saw a lot of oxygen tanks. There's a lot of elderly folks in here. That's a big attraction. I think old people really like Christmas. And one went down, and I hope they're okay. But what was fascinating about this, you can't laugh at this. One went down, and we hope they're okay. But what was fascinating was there was clearly a protocol for how to deal with a lying on the ground person at this place. They immediately went into formation. I don't know if it's to protect the person or if it's to protect the children from seeing the person
Probably
on the ground.
both.
Maybe both. But yeah,
Christmas spirit stays alive.
this was something. So now we're ready.
We're ready.
So now we got to go to the Kate Spade outlet.
I need shoes.
Wait, real quick. I'm going to turn this car off. I need you to listen to the sound it makes and tell me that this is not straight out of the movie Halloween. Dude. Lots of sing-songs.
What's the obsession with manufacturers putting songs now?
I don't know, but
Who
it's
started that?
better than that Audi
Yeah.
heartbeat. I hate that so much.
I love introducing you to new things.
Chris Brower and Chris
places.
Amos have a tendency to bring me places they know I'll hate. And then they film me entering those places, and they're like, I just wanted to see your reaction. And the thing is, they're never close by. They take me to places that are like 1,000 miles from my home. And they're like, and action. And then I walk in, and I'm like, good Lord.
On
Look at the
left,
cows.
Cows.
Oh, they're so lucky they get to be out here.
They don't know what horrors await behind.
Good horns on those.
Yeah.
They'd be bulls then, right? With horns, right? Cows don't have horns.
I don't know
Be a bull.
how cows work.
Okay.
Dankeschön,
For your visit.
darling, Dankeschön.
So you get to show the arch now.
Yeah. So on this end, as we're leaving, it says Auf Wiedersehen. But I'm curious, does it say like Willkommen on the other side?
It does.
Yes.
Okay.
There's your thumbnail.
That's something.
What does it say on the other side?
It must say Willkommen.
Willkommen.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is nice. All right, so any final thoughts? Because now we're just going to get on the highway and drive back home. But like we've spent some time in this Armada. What do we think as far as its place in the market, its pricing, its comfort, its capabilities, its power, all that good stuff?
I think it's good. I think it's a good entry from Nissan in the current position they're in and with what they've had to deal with. I think this is an excellent product. Would I pick it over a Tahoe? Probably not, but I'll tell you what, I would choose it over an Expedition or a Navigator, because even though we've been somewhat frustrated with this, or you have rather, it's not as frustrating as those.
I agree.
To deal with.
And it has like a round steering wheel.
Yeah.
That's nice. I think this is way better than I anticipated. I thought this was going to just be a gussied up like body kit, because it like when I saw the photos of this generation, I was like, all right, like we're getting into the new design language. It looked a little extreme to me, but I understood it. But I didn't expect it to be an actually nice package. Sure, do I have some gripes about like transmission tuning and stuff? Like, yeah, but none of it's like deal breakers for me. That's more me sending a message to Nissan being like, hey, just as a heads up, maybe this would improve your product.
Sure.
Because that's really a lot of what our job is, at least deep down. We're like hoping that we're going to get cars that we want more. I think this is pretty cozy. It's comfortable. It's got lots of creature comforts. I'm genuinely impressed by the upholstery and the materials. This is kind of a home run in my eyes for Nissan coming out with something that needs to be a flagship full-size SUV, and I'm really impressed. I think it's very strange that you can get it in a two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive market. Maybe, sorry, I was combining thoughts here. Maybe it's available in other markets like that, and they just let it into the US for whatever reason as a two-wheel drive model. But yeah, this is neat. I'm comfy, I'm cozy. It's intimidating at first when I first got in it because it feels pretty large, but I adapted to it very quickly. It's easy to park. It has a great turning radius. Probably subpar, fuel economy, but anything that you're getting in this size is not going to get much more than like 18 miles per gallon anyway. You see the heavens opening up over there with some rays of light coming through. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I think the Armada is actually now on my radar for the first time in its entire life. This is on my radar in a way that I didn't expect, and I'm impressed. I think if Nissan can continue this kind of momentum into the rest of their lineups, then maybe we'll see a resurgence of Nissan like we used to know, because they've gone through it, and I would love to see them like completely rejuvenate the sedan, and that the Altima has no other reputation other than being a solid car that people want, like why not? So good job on the Armada. She's quick, she's poised, it's got a lot of creature comforts. I think Barb's happy back there. Whole family's gonna be good. So yeah, check out the Armada. If this wasn't on your radar, like give it a look, because we're starting to see Toyota's product line. Like we were just talking about how we never see Land Cruisers.
Yeah.
These are not the quality products that we remember from brands like Toyota, and that's a great door opening for a brand like Nissan if they're on the upswing. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, keep your eyes out for stuff. But anyway, thanks for coming on this little road trip with us. We're gonna go bomb home 87 miles, and yeah, I think I'm walking away from this Armada a little more impressed than I anticipated. I thought this was simply going to be transportation for the week, and I've kind of come to like it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to respect the drive, and I'll see you in the next one. I hope you know I'm scared.